Hey YouTube, how's it going this weekend? Well, in this video I just want to go over all of the penny stocks that I'm going to be watching for this week. Every single one of these stocks are making a very bullish pattern, so make sure you get a pen and a piece of paper and write these down because I think there is a very strong possibility there could be some big winners in this group that I'm going to show you today. If you're new to my channel, I like to trade and invest in typically lower price stocks, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading or investing ideas. But please remember, I am not a financial advisor, so do all of your own research before buying any of these stocks. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to jump over to my TC2000 charting software and get right into the charts. I'm going to go through these rather quickly so it doesn't take up too much of your Sunday. But the first one that I want to show you is CPHI. This one has had a very big pullback from the move up over about $1.30. Pulled back down to the 50-period simple moving average, which is that blue line, and is usually a pretty strong area for support on most charts. It's gotten above all these moving averages, and now it has held that 8-period exponential moving average for the last 4 days, and it looks like it is about ready to give another slingshot move higher and probably ready to take out the old high of right around $1.30. So I'll be watching CPHI to see if we get some follow-through, because I think if we get some follow-through in the early part of next week, it could be off to the races for this one. So that is the first one I want to show you. The next one I want to show you is ONTX. Now, if we look at ONTX, had a rather similar move, and you're going to see a lot of charts that look like this because we did have that sharp pullback in the market for the last couple of weeks or so. At least it was pretty choppy, and a lot of these lower price stocks got hit pretty hard, but they look like they are starting to rebound, and some of the better ones look like they could be heading up for new highs, and ONTX definitely looks like a pretty decent stock right now. It had this huge gap down, made a halfway decent looking base. I usually like to see them go a little bit farther than this, but then it started its next run up. You can see all the accumulation coming into the stock. Blasted through this resistance area that I had drawn on, got up to almost $2 a share, and then pulled right back down to that resistance area. And of course, that becomes support once you get above it. And it also found support at that 50-period simple moving average. And now it is doing the same pattern, holding above all those other fast-moving averages, and it looks like it's about ready to take off. So ONTX looks like it could be starting the next move up, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one for next week. Next one I want to show you is NMTR. Talked about this one several times on the channel before. And this one looks like it is starting to take off again. It actually looked like it was starting to take off the day before. But we had that retracement in the market, but it looks like since the market found a little bit of a bottom, the buyers came right back into NMTR, and this one looks ready to take out the old high right around 225. So NMTR is definitely one worth keeping an eye on for this next week. Next one I want to talk about is Job. Now, if we back out Job, we can see that it had a huge gap up, pulled back down, and started another base. And now it looks like it is starting its next move up. It found resistance at this area right here, broke through it, but then because the market came crashing down, it broke back down through it again, but then it found support at that 50-period simple moving average and blasted right through that resistance area again like it wasn't even there. And now it looks like it's starting to give it that slingshot move up to another high. Now, it's right at the resistance area, right about $1.90 to $2 a share. So it's going to be interesting to see if it can blast through it. But if it can, there really isn't that much above it. So I can see JOB definitely going on a pretty decent run if it can blast through $2 a share. So I'm keeping a sharp eye on JOB. Next one I want to talk about is HNRG. And I am actually holding this stock right now, but is continuing to find some support at these higher levels, and we're continuing to see some accumulation. So for me personally, I'm really hoping this thing actually does explode past 225 a share, because I think the pattern is still very bullish, and I am still going to be holding on to this stock until it breaks down, because there's definitely a lot of accumulation coming into this stock, and I would expect this thing to be blasting above 2.25 anytime soon. Next one I want to talk about is IGC. IGC I've talked about several times on this channel before. When this thing gets going, it can really start moving. We can see back here in August, this thing took off from about 67 cents a share to over $4 a share in just about a blink of an eye. And then when it pulls back, it has these little mini moves. Now, these little mini moves, they don't look like they're a lot because we've had this huge move before. But this is actually a pretty decent move, from $1.11 up to about $1.67 in just a couple of days. Here's another one, right from $1.29 up to 266, and so this thing really can get going. And this was another move right around $1.65 or so, all the way to $3.70 within just a week or so. But if we back the chart out, we can see this thing is known to go on massive runs. So when you get on the right side of one of these trades with IGC, you can have a huge winner on your hand. This one actually went from right around 50 cents to over $14 within about a month. So, I mean, this thing can really get cooking. So I'm always watching IGC. And IGC, current price action looks like it is starting to get bullish again. Drops below those major moving averages, and now it blasted right back above it on a little bit higher than average volume. Is kind of hard to see because volume can really pour into this stock, but it was still 7.8 million shares. So anytime this one starts building momentum, I always keep a sharp eye on it because this thing can take off and go a long ways very quickly. The next one I want to show you is GNUS. All right, now if we look at GNUS, we can see this one is starting to build momentum as well. It's starting to get towards this old high right around $2.40. It's holding above that 8-period exponential moving average. You can see all the volume that's been coming into it. So this one looks like it is definitely ready to go. And if I back the chart out just to try to get a longer view of it, you can see that it had this huge move back in May when it went from under 50 cents to over $11. So this is another one that can really get going. So this is one that I try to keep a sharp eye on, but you can definitely see all the volume that's coming in. It's holding above that 8-period exponential moving average, and it looks poised to break this resistance area right around $2.40. So GNUS is definitely going to be on my watch list for this week. Another one I want to talk to you guys about is OTLK. We look at OTLK, very similar pattern like you're seeing in a lot of these lower priced high flyers. Huge move up, pull back all the way down to the 50-period simple moving average, and it is starting to gain momentum again. So this one is also starting to blast off, and this one is a biotech. So biotechs have been known to move very quickly, so those are definitely ones you want to keep on your watch list when they start building momentum. But OTLK is looking pretty decent as well. All right, well, another one I want to talk about is Boxlight, BOXL. We can see Boxlight came down to this support area, blasted above these moving averages, and now it looks like it is starting to take off again. And Boxlight had a huge run back in July, so Boxlight is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Boxlight can really, it's not a super fast mover, even though it did have a big fast move back in July, but it's one that can definitely stay in an uptrend for a while. So Boxlight is definitely going to be on my watch list if it can build some momentum and get above $3 a share. Boxlight is definitely worth taking a position in. The next one I want to talk about is XTNT. XTNT had an explosive move just a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like it is holding that 21-period exponential moving average, that purple line on the chart, and it looks like it is starting to take off again. It's just in the beginning stages of it, so if it can get above $3.10 a share and hold it, I think this one has an excellent shot of getting back towards that $5 area, and that would be a huge move for XTNT. So still a lot of accumulation in this stock and a lot of momentum starting to build to the upside. Another one I want to talk about is NAT. I talked about NAT a couple of videos ago, and I was saying how I would be very interested in this stock if it could get above that 200-period simple moving average, this yellow line on the chart, and this thing looks like it is about ready to blast through it. It's been about a week or so since I talked about it, and it is right there. It is finding support at the purple line, the 21-period exponential moving average. If I had to guess, I'm saying this thing is probably going to be over this line this week, and hopefully it can hold that line and move sideways a little bit. And if it shows a little bit more momentum, I definitely think I want to take a position in N8T, and they also pay a pretty good dividend. So this is one of those nice stocks that you can get paid to wait. Next one I want to go over is HALL. If you look at HALL, it's been going rather sideways since the pandemic lows, and it looks like it is finally starting to get above all these moving averages and hold them. So it's starting to build a lot of momentum. You can see all the volume that's coming into this stock. If we zoom in a little bit closer, we can see that it is really starting to round up. So HALL is one that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. This is about $4.50 a share. But if this thing can get above 475, I think it could be off to the races for HALL, because there is a lot of buying going on in this stock. SWN is in the oil and gas sector, and this one is coming out of a very long rounded bottom, and it looks like the uptrend is starting to accelerate. I actually do own shares in SWN, so if this thing can blast above right around $4.70, and it's right there, I think SWN could be on to its next run. And I've been holding this one for a little while, so hopefully it does it soon, because I've been waiting for this one to take off, and it keeps teasing me a little bit. You know, it kind of starts to take off, pulls back, starts to take off again, pulls back again. But right now, it looks like it is finally poised for that explosion, and hopefully we get it soon, because I wouldn't mind to take profits in this one. RNWK, and this one is Real Networks. Now, let me get these off the chart real quick. If we look at Real Networks, had that huge move up out of this bullish flag that I just erased off the chart, and is holding at the high. So this one has gone sideways for 4 days, found support that 8-period exponential moving average, and this thing looks poised to keep going. This has been a fast uptrend, but if it can hold these highs and then wait for that 8-period exponential moving average to catch up to it, which it did, and then get another boost to a new high, that should start another leg up. So if this thing can bounce or can blast above $6.75, I think there is a strong possibility that Real Networks could be on another run. Okay, everybody, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments about any of these stocks, please leave them down there in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.